I remember everyone was listening to music at this party, but then one thing led to another when my friend went to the bathroom, still connected to the speaker. I am not joking. What ended up playing was literally the Devil's Hub. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to a super embarrassing story. This story takes place back when I was in grade 10, and I remember my grade 10 year, one thing that was very common was for me to go to parties. If you guys don't know, throughout my high school years, I always went to so many different types of parties. Parties that I really should not have gone to, and parties that were, well, more classy and etiquette. But there's one party that I went to in my high school year that I gotta say was one of the most embarrassing things ever. And it all starts off with me walking down the school hallway in my grade 10 year with me and the boys. And we were just walking down the hallway, headed to the school cafeteria, until one of the guys ended up walking up to us that ended up playing rugby. Now, this guy, he was a nice guy, and honestly, he never was really well known throughout the school, but at the same time, he was known for just playing rugby. But for some reason for him, he wanted to find a way to pull more girls, so he went to the one person he knew that was, well, able to pull many different types of women. And that was me. I remember he came up to me as I was with the group of boys at the cafeteria, and he said, "Yo, Bubba, bro, I'm just wondering, man, I want to host a party this weekend, but I don't know that many girls to invite because I don't want to make it just an all guys party, like a sausage fest. So I was wondering if you show up, can you spread the word?" I remember when he asked me, I told him are you sure about this? It's not easy hosting a party, and he seemed like he was really for sure that he wanted to do this. I said, "Okay, yeah, you know what, bro? Sure, I'll invite some people. I'll spread the word." So once I got the approval to start inviting people, I remember me and my friends, the guys, were just going out throughout the school and just telling everyone about this. It got to the point where we started posting on our Instagram stories, Snapchat stories, we posted it everywhere. And I made sure that everyone knew exactly where the address was and everything. And one thing I will say is that this party was literally insane until it became too much. I remember the day of the party happened, and I remember so many people were super excited about this party. I am not joking, everyone, and I mean everyone, was talking about it throughout my school. So 100%, I told my friend that was hosting this party at the time, "Hey man, make sure you have everything ready, make sure you childproof the place, make sure there's no glass just hanging out, just make sure everything is party ready." And that's exactly what he was doing. As for me, well, I had a golden rule back when I was in high school that I would only show up to parties an hour to half an hour later. Because honestly, one thing I will say is that showing up to a party super early is kind of cringe. And showing up to a party too late, well, it just makes you seem rude. So me showing up an hour late to 30 minutes late was more of the norm for me because, it's kind of a cool grand entrance you guys see in those movies. So that's what I was doing. I remember when an hour went by and people were snapping me and messaging me saying that they were at the party. I remember I ended up getting into my car and I ended up driving down to the party. When I got there, I remember I ended up seeing that this party was going crazy. There was a ton of girls outside just hanging out. There was a lot of girls inside, and on top of that, there was a lot of dudes just hanging out, mingling, and having a good time. What I will say is that this party was a huge turnout. But what I will say is that, let's just say, all good things must come to an end. Because I remember during the party, a lot of people were walking up to me and stuff, and it was good. But then afterwards, I remember there was one big problem. The problem was that there was a person at the party that was basically hosting the music, which was basically his speakers and stuff. And basically he had to go home, so he decided to walk up to me and tell me, "Yo, Bubba, I gotta go, but can you take over the music?" I ended up looking at him and I told him that I didn't really want to connect my phone because I get a lot of messages and DMs, and honestly, the speaker would probably get more notification sounds than actual music. And I ended up walking up to the person that was hosting the party originally. I walked up to him and told him, "Yo, bro, so the person that's auxing right now is leaving. Are you cool to take over the aux?" Yeah. I can do that." "Okay, cool. Here, let me just connect the speaker to your phone." I connected his phone to the speaker, and I am not joking. That was my biggest regret I've ever done. I am not joking, because what ended up happening next, I gotta say, was extremely uncomfortable for every girl that was at the party. Because I remember when everyone was hanging out for a good hour and a half, I remember out of nowhere, my buddy ends up walking up to me and he says, "Yo, Bubba, I'm gonna quickly go to the bathroom, but thank you so much for helping me with this party, bro. It was super awesome, and I love it, and I think a lot of people are gonna remember this party. This is awesome, bro. Thank you so much for helping me out." "Oh yeah, no problem, man. Don't worry about it," is what I told him. But then afterwards, he ended up basically walking away from me, and where he ended up walking off to, I have no idea. I'm not joking. No one could find him when he thanked me, and everyone was just looking around for him because they wanted to thank him for the party that he hosted. But as we were looking around and stuff, I remember one thing led to another. We ended up hearing the music totally just stop. The music just stopped out of nowhere. The whole house went quiet. Everyone started looking towards me because the host wasn't around. And I ended up looking around saying, "Guys, don't worry about it. I'll quickly connect someone else to the music. It's all good." So me, as I'm walking up to the speaker with my phone out of nowhere, and I am not joking, out of nowhere, the speaker turns back on. But did it play music? No. The speaker turns back on and starts playing these really weird moaning sounds throughout the whole house. house. And I'm not joking. Like, everyone started looking at me as if I was playing that. But I was like, bro, I don't know what this is. And then afterwards, a girl walks up to me saying, Bubba, what song is this? And one thing led to another. Yeah, it's not easy hearing, oh my goodness, you're so good, Big Daddy, over the speakers. Let's just say the person that was connected to the speakers, the host of the party, was literally watching the Devil's Hub. And everyone in the house could hear it. It was so embarrassing. And I remember everyone started looking around, basically trying to find out where this guy was that was watching it. And all the guys were laughing and all the girls felt super uncomfortable. And I'm not joking. I had to think on my feet for this one. So I remember I ended up running up to the speaker and unplugging it fully from the wall so that no one would have to hear that. At that moment, I remember my buddy walked up to me and said, yo, Bubba, the person that was connected to the speaker earlier, they're in the bathroom still, bro. So me and all the guys, we ended up basically waiting right outside the bathroom door. And right as this guy came out of the bathroom with his phone, he ended up looking at all of us saying, yo, why is everyone watching me? What happened to the party? Dude, we know what you were doing in there. I didn't do anything. Dude, you were literally watching the Devil's Hub. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. After that whole interaction, he ended up feeling super embarrassed. And now he's remembered as the guy who played the Devil's Hub on the speakers. Kind of crazy. Anyways, guys, that is basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys press that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, follow for more embarrassing stories just like this one. Peace out, guys.